Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be one of my favorite videos I have done so far. I've been wanting to do one for a while. I just haven't yet. So today we're going to be talking astrology. And if you've watched me for a while or you know me personally, I'm obsessed with astrology and I have been for a couple years now. And if you haven't noticed also, I wear a lot of like Zodiac stuff. So like my sun sign, which I'll get into all that, is Taurus. So I wear Taurus necklaces all the time. I have clothing that have it, literally everything you can imagine. So today I'm gonna be breaking down just the basics of like what you would need to know as a beginner of just wanting to know more about astrology. Disclaimer, I am not an expert. I do not study this every single day of my life. I just find it very interesting, and I think I know more than the average person would know. And if you know me, you know that the first thing I ask you is when's your birthday? So if you see me looking like this way, I have a couple notes right here just so I don't, get off track. I want to tell you guys everything I want in order. So yeah, without further ado, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'm still trying to get to my 500 subscriber goal, so help me out, okay? All right, so jumping right in, I'm gonna explain a little bit how I got into astrology first. So it's been a couple years now. Surprisingly, I got into it because of Kathleen Lights. She is a makeup guru, YouTuber person on YouTube. And I watched her makeup videos, and she would talk a lot about like astrology and just like how she would know what a person's sign was just by their actions and like how they acted and how they reacted. And I was just like, what? How does she know that much to be able to say you're a Leo or you're a Virgo? That was wild to me. So I was just like, So I got interested and I started Googling, which is basically all you do in astrology. And I'm gonna let you guys know a couple resources that I use also that are my favorite and I will highly recommend to you. But yeah, so that's how I got into it. That was like a couple years ago. So let's talk about the basics. Everybody knows their sun sign is based off of your actual birthday. So the month that you were born, the day you were born. Please, dear God, do not believe everything, like the little horoscopes that you get just based off of your birthday. That is not accurate at all. Like, I mean, you might relate to it somehow, like a little bit, but like normally anybody that knows a lot about astrology will tell you that it's not right. Like that's why people think astrology is bull, because of the horoscopes that you see in like the newspaper and like magazines and all this stuff. Don't believe that, okay? So astrology, you're actually made up of a lot of signs. So you actually have a birth chart, which I'm gonna put mine right here. And it'll show you, it's like a pinwheel, it's like a pie. You have a sign in every planet, and every planet means something. Every planet is in a different house. So there's 12 signs, and I'll have them all pop up right here, but in order, it's Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Aquarius, and then Pisces. So those are the 12 signs. Each sign has an element of fire, earth, water, and air. So each element has 3 signs. So the 3 water signs is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. The air signs are Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. The fire signs are Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries, and the earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and what is the other earth sign? Capricorn. So yeah, it's hard to remember everything sometimes, but those are all the signs. So your element also means something. Like if you're a fire sign, you're normally very energetic, you're very assertive, you're not the center of attention, but you like to be a center of attention. You like a lot of attention. Not necessarily you, like in particular, like if that's not you, you're probably more of your moon sign. All of that jazz. Literally everything, like if you just get your chart and you look at it and you see, oh wow, I have a lot of water signs. That means you're probably really sensitive or emotional. If you have a lot of air, fire, earth, whatever. So I'm just gonna let you know there's a lot to astrology, and once you get into it, it gets kind of complicated and confusing. So this is why this is just the basics. So you have a sign in every planet, and each house, there's 12 houses, just like there's 12 signs. It's just like a clock kind of, and each house represents an area of life. So one house will be your career, one house is marriage, one house is childhood, one house is communication, just stuff like that. And so like each sign is in a house, and then you have a sign in each planet in a house. So trust me, it'll all make sense once you get your birth chart. And I'm not gonna get into all the nitty gritty of what each planet means and what each house means, because the resources I provide for you guys will literally tell you, and it'll be so much easier than for me to just tell you everything about that. So there's 3 signs that are the most important, and it's gonna be your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. Now your sun sign is the one that everybody knows based off of your birthday. That's the same one that, like, see, I'm a Taurus because my birthday is April 29th. Your sun sign is your ego and your self-image and like who you are. You don't really fall into that until you kind of grow up a little bit. To be able to get your moon sign and your rising sign, you have to know the exact time that you were born. So that part is really imperative. So if you're not aware of what time, the exact time that you were born, ask your mom, and that will tell you exactly accurate moon and rising signs. So your moon sign is all about your emotions, your most vulnerable self. Your moon, a lot of people joke that like whenever you're drunk, that's when your moon sign comes out, because that's the most uninhibited part of you. That's really only the part that you know. So yeah, that's you're gonna be your emotional side, your intuitive side, and your heart, and how you deal with things emotionally and all that good jazz. So then your rising sign is, so it's pretty cool. Your rising sign is whatever sign the sun was peeking into whenever you were born. So mine is personally Scorpio. And so your rising sign is how you come off to people, how people's what people's first impression of you is, and kind of like, it's kind of like a mask of like, that's how you come off to people. But then when people get to know you, you're really this kind of person. It's really fun and just cool to look more into it and stuff like that. So once you know those 3 signs, it'll be easier for you to get a more accurate horoscope, so to say. I'll also link my favorite YouTubers, my favorite astrology YouTubers that I watch that are awesome and pretty accurate. But yeah, so going from there, I have links below of where you can get your free birth charts online. All you need is your birth date, your birth time. That is imperative that you know the exact time you were born. So if you aren't sure, go ask your mom, pull out your birth certificate, whatever you gotta do. But know the time that you were born and exactly the city that you were born in. And you just put it into the computer, and you will have a birth chart pop up for you, and it'll tell you everything you need to know. It'll tell you your sun, moon, rising, all the signs that you have and all the planets and what houses they're in and all that jazz. I know it looks absolutely foreign, and like no one can honestly read that when they first see it. That's why, but it's just important to know like what planets you have, what sign you have and what planets, and then it'll make all the sense in the world. And then if you look, I'm gonna put, there's a south and a north node, which is really, really interesting to me. Your south and your north node are gonna be directly 180 from each other. So they're gonna be in opposite signs. Your south node is like your past life. It's known to be like your safe route, your automatic, intuitive ways. Like that's just where you're comfortable. And then your north node, that's where you're supposed to go. It's supposed to guide you to that kind of person. And your north node is like the scary route, where you kind of grow into the person you're meant to be. That's why they say always look to the North Star. It's kind of funny when you think about it, but yeah. So for example, like my north node is Virgo, so my south node is Pisces. And you can look into all of that and see what it means. It's really, really cool once you get into it. So astrology is a lot of things, but I like it the most just because when you look into astrology, you look into more of like who you are, and it's so cool. It was interesting to me because you get to know more about yourself and like why you do certain things, or why you react a certain way to certain things, and why other people don't really mesh with you very well, and why you get along with others better than most. That's pretty much the basics of astrology. If you want to go more into depth, fine by me. I will link all of my resources and my books. I'm actually going to show you guys my books right now. So I bought a couple books before I got the main book that you really, really, really need. This is honestly the only book that you will need. It's called The Only Astrology Book You'll Ever Need. And it's a pretty big book, but it literally has everything. Like if I would have known about this book in the beginning, I wouldn't have bought so many other books, you know what I'm saying? So literally, if you're really interested in starting to get into astrology, get this book. It's on Amazon for like $15 or something like that. Again, I'll have everything linked below. But this thing is legit. So I have this one, and I got this one. It's called Star Power. It's more, it doesn't have every little detail like this one does, but it's really cool. It's like a modern take on it, and it's kind of more relatable. It's easier to understand too. Not that this one isn't, because this one is, but this one's just a little shorter and doesn't have as much detail as you probably want. But it's still pretty cool to read about. And then I had just picked up these two. So these two were my first ones ever. So this one is a little bit of astrology, and this one is Be Your Own Astrologer. These just get right to the chase. They're just, you know, quick and easy, but like I said, I like to look more into detail. So that is why this one is my favorite, but these all work the same. I'll have them all linked below for you guys. And I'm also gonna show you guys a couple apps that I use, so you can have it wherever you go. So the first app is called Time Passages. It looks like this. This is what it looks like. Oh, can you see it? Okay, this one right here. So you click on it and literally it shows you your birth chart. Okay, yeah, so it'll tell you your birth chart. I feel like this one is the easiest to start off with, because the other ones that I'm gonna mention are kind of like this is the main one that I use. So literally you have all your planets, and it'll tell you what sign you have in what planet, and you just click on it and it'll tell you a quick description of like what it means, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, that's so cool. So you just go, and then it'll tell you all of that jazz about yourself, and you can even add people like your friends and your family. And it also tells you what's currently going on. So like right now the sun is in Cancer and the moon is in Pisces, and it'll tell you everything that's going on right now, like the aspects and all that good jazz. It's just really cool, and it's free, of course. So that one's called Time Passages. And then there's also, everybody is a fan of CoStar and the pattern. The pattern is pretty cool. It's not necessarily like I don't know. It's just really cool. It just tells you all kind of stuff. But if you're, like I said, if you're just beginning and you're starting off, I would definitely go for Time Passages, the first one I showed. But this one's still pretty cool, the pattern. And then CoStar, this is kind of like the modern one that a lot of people are on. I mean, it's not, I've heard people have accurate things on it, and I've heard people not have so much accurate stuff on it. So like I said, it's your own personal preference, but yeah, so those are the apps that I use and the books that I read. Not limiting you to those certain books, but those are just some of my favorites. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love astrology. It's just like a little passion of mine. So if you have any questions, leave them down in the comment, and leave a comment down below. And this will be the first of my astrology series. I figured it would be easy to ease into the astrology series by a basic video. I'm probably gonna go into maybe sun signs or moon signs. I don't know. You guys tell me if you guys like these videos. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.